It's the Orioles on Masson, and here at Camden Yards tonight, the Orioles will try and do something they have not done against the Jays since September of 2010, and that is sweep a 3-game series. They did that then here in this yard. For the Orioles, it has been about their starting pitching for the first 2 games of this series, and for most of the start of this season, it has been outstanding. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne, and welcome to the ball game tonight. For the Orioles tonight, their hopes are on Brian Mattis, and their hopes are for Brian Mattis. Some numbers that are troubling when you take a look at them, as he has lost, of course, all of the games he started this season. That loss streak continues, and here may be the reason why. If you look what happens to Brian Mattis, when he gets the count at 1-0, it all falls apart. In 2010, hitters hit 288. Last year, 395. This year, an unbelievable 480. If he gets the first strike, 253 in 2010, a very high 393 in 2011, and 235, which is very good this year. But when he falls behind, Mike Mordick, when he does not get that first strike, it is a disaster. What do those numbers say?
Well, it tells me obviously he's got to get ahead, but what happens is if Brian loses that fastball command, throws ball 1, hitters are sitting on a fastball, and unfortunately Brian's been elevating a little bit, so they're teeing off. Obviously by the numbers, 480 is amazing. If he can establish that fastball command early, throw strikes down and away and get ahead, he has much better success. He can utilize that changeup and the other off-speed pitches.
We talked about him early on in his career, the first year where it was so good, more about the off-speed pitches than we did about the fastball. What's happened to all that?
Well, he lost some velocity last year. His fastball velocity dropped about 3 or 4 miles an hour, maybe 5 miles an hour at times, and it was just too close with his changeup. You know, he was throwing at 88, 87 at times, and his changeup was 80 miles an hour. The hopes are his velocity has come up. He's topping out 93, 94 once this year. So if his fastball velocity is up and his changeup is still at 80, there's a nice separation there, and he's going to have more success. But back to the fastball command, that is the key to set up that pitch.
All right, so Brian Mattis will hope he has that command in the ball game tonight, and so do the Orioles. If he does, maybe the Orioles come away with a 3-game sweep. Take a look at the lineups when we come back. Is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. And by Jeep. Jeep and the unique brand of freedom you'll find only in the full line of Jeep vehicles. Visit Jeep.com to learn more. Some yummies at the ballpark. And the Orioles looking for a little yummy themselves as they look for the 3-game sweep against the Jays. Some turnaround from the way it has been in past years against the Blue Jays for the Orioles. This year, they have a 4-1 edge in the series. Batting average has been about the same. The home runs, the Orioles are up by 2 on that count. Runner in scoring position numbers surprisingly dramatically favors Toronto, but not in the game results. Runs per game for the Orioles, 4. For Toronto, 3.8. And of course, the first 2 games here in this series, very tight, dictated by the starting pitching, which has held both offensive down. The Orioles continue to use the home runs as the keys to their W's. Mason with our national anthem as the Orioles get set to conclude this series against the Jays. And after a day where there were a lot of showers, pretty nice out right now. Temperature is at 65 degrees, only partly cloudy skies, and actually looks like the clouds are breaking up a little bit. Let's hope it stays that way. Visit Train.com for an independent Train comfort specialist dealer near you. It's hard to stop at Train. Starting lineup tonight for the Jays, brought to you by Dodge. Escobar, Lowry moves up in the lineup. Bautista, Encarnacion, Thames, Francisco hasn't played in this one. Davis a start. Aaron Sebia and Vizquel is in. The great veteran in for the first time, starting at second base. See your authorized Dodge dealer and experience a world of performance, design, and fuel efficiency. Schedule a test drive and go to Dodge.com. Check out their powerful lineup.
Oh, here's the scouting report tonight on Brian Mattis. Getting ahead, obviously a very big key for Brian. If he can throw first pitch strike, he has a much more higher success rate, that's for sure. Fastball command goes hand in hand with getting ahead. Working in and out, locate down and away. It's going to be a key for him. It'll help his off-speed pitches tremendously. And help from the D. He didn't get much last outing. Just too many mishandled balls, making him work just a little bit harder.
Brian Mattis, of course, trying to get out of a career-high 12-game losing streak. It is the longest in the majors. And for the Orioles, the second longest they've ever had. Mike Boddicker lost 13 straight games, September of '87 through May of '88. Brian Mattis wants no part of that record. But he's got to come out of here tonight with the W, or at least an ND, in order to avoid reaching that mark. And for the Orioles, of course, they need him. The other starters have really been outstanding. But in Brian's spot, the numbers just have not come, so let's see what goes tonight. Toronto with Escobar leading it off. Yunel Escobar has not had a hit in this series. He's gone 0 for 8 and has an even longer drought. He is 0 for his last 12, hitting at .220 on the season. A lot of changes in their lineup as they put their left-handed against left-handed lineup in, and it will feature almost all right-handed batters. 0-1 the count on Escobar. Brian Mattis got the first strike here. Pitch will be taken up high, 1-1.
Well, probably just to mix it up as well. Obviously, Brian Mattis being left-handed, they're going to have more righties. But, you know, the Blue Jays offense has been scuffling here this series. They played a lot better against Kansas City. But just a little shake-up maybe for them to liven their bats up.
Mattis with a 1-ball, 1-strike delivered to Escobar. And it'll be taken inside. The Jays in this series have hit only 174. They have 11 hits and 64 at-bats off Oriole pitching. These have been tight games. The Orioles got their first shutout last night, 3-0, shutting out Toronto for the first time this year. And Mattis gets it in, and the count goes to 2-2. Escobar doesn't like the strike zone. That
was a nice pitch by Brian Mattis. Bottom of the strike zone. That's where he is going to be the most effective. If he can stay down there, he's going to have some success.
Escobar 4 for 5 with a home run lifetime off Brian Mattis. Here's the 2-2 delivery. And the lefty will put that one in the dirt. And the count goes to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Brian has not beaten this ball club. The Jays have won 3 against him. 4 career starts, 0-3 with a 13 ERA. That will be fouled back by Escobar. Then the count will stay at 3-2.
Looks pretty good right now. Being aggressive. I think he's, obviously as the game goes on, get a better feel for that breaking ball and his changeup. But I like the way he's throwing the fastball right now.
There's a lot on his mind and his pitching coach's mind here in this game. 3-2 delivery, and that's going to miss outside, and he walked him. He starts it with a leadoff walk to Escobar to begin the ball game. Just what happened? That's what everybody's asking. You look at the starts he made when he first came up to the Orioles, and the first 10, 7-0, a tremendous ERA. Nobody could hit him. He was just great. And then, since then, 13 starts, 12 losses, ERA at an enormous 11, batting average way up. I mean, two different people. And the pitch is taken up high by Brett Lowry.
Well, he said himself that he probably didn't take care of himself that well in the offseason. Didn't come back in shape. And I'll tell you what, nowadays, major league players, all professional athletes, really, it's a 365-day-a-year job.
1-0 count. Lowry will foul that one back. He's moved up to that second spot in the lineup, and against the Orioles here, why not? His career numbers 387 in 8 games played here, 3 home runs and 8 RBIs. All others combined not even close to the numbers that he has put up here on a per game basis. In this series, he's had a couple of hits and 7 at bats. Now this is the breaking ball, and that's going to bend in for a strike. 1-2.
Well, Brian's obviously part of that Brady bunch, with his work habits now and working out. And I think that's a start for his confidence. If he feels better physically, I think that's going to carry over. And hopefully this will be the start that puts him over the edge.
1-2 delivery on the way, and the chopper to short. Hardy's got it. He'll go to the bag. Big move and a nice pick. Johnson at first base. Saves an error and gets it out on a nice pick to turn the double play.
Yeah, Mattis makes a great pitch, getting the ground ball. J.J. Hardy on the backside, outfield side, and has to come back into the bag. Gets that low throw, and Nick Johnson makes a great pick at first base. Well, he's known for his glove. That's a great way to start the day.
So the Orioles turn a double play. These two teams are up there among the leaders in double plays turned on the year. And that's especially important for Brian Mattis because he is a fly ball pitcher. So he'll not get a lot of ground balls generally in the course of a ball game. 2 down, nobody on. Here's Bautista. The Orioles have held him to just 1 hit in this series. He's gone only 1 for 8. And the pitch is away to him. He's hitting only .211 with no home runs against the Orioles in the 5 games that have been played so far.
That's fine for the Orioles, isn't it? Kind of keep him at bay.
He, of course, home run numbers. He's stuck at 3 right now. And that one's going to be fouled back.
Well, here's the Orioles defense tonight. Nolan Raimo back in left field, feeling much better. Jones in center. Nick Markakis in right. Mark Reynolds getting the start at third base tonight. J.J. Hardy at short. Ryan Flaherty gets his 3rd consecutive start. Nick Johnson at first, and Matt Wieters doing the catching.
And Bautista will put that one up in the air to right field. Nick Markakis, who is shaded the other way, will come over, and Brian Mattis was a very good and quick inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. Reimold's back. Lineup when we come back. lineup brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Orioles tonight with Raimo back, right back in that leadoff spot. Hardy, Markakis, Jones, Wieters, and Davis. Reynolds, Johnson, and Flaherty. Raimo coming in with a 10-game hit streak.
Here's a scouting report on Drew Hutchison. Fast track to the big leagues. Just 22 years old. Another young arm for the Blue Jays. Smooth delivery. Not much tinkering needed with this young arm. And getting ahead, that's another key for him. Well, as it is with most major league pitchers. But he fell behind a lot in his last start, but did able to manage to get his first major league win.
So Hutchinson, the right-hander, gets his second major league start out of Lakeland, Florida. Never pitched at AAA. He went right from AA last year to the majors this year, and he's in the rotation, and they like what they see. Here is Nolan Raimo back, and he will take the pitch for a strike. Orioles mighty happy to have their left fielder back in the lineup with a 10-game hit streak. Features that .405 batting average, home runs, 10 RBIs during the streak for him. And he will take the pitch outside for a ball.
Pretty amazing about Hutchinson. Just 2 years ago, he was pitching in the New York Penn League, and here he is in the big leagues. Very successful short career in the minor leagues.
Raimo with a 1-ball, 1-strike delivery. Raimo will boot that one to center. Vizquel's over, and he's got it.
Omar Vizquel, is he still playing?
Yep.
Oh, my goodness. Well, Eric Thames is in left field for the Blue Jays tonight. Davis in center. Batista in right field. Brett Lowry at third base. Escobar playing short. Longtime veteran Omar Vizquel at second base. Encarnacion at first base. And J.P. Arancibia doing the catching.
Bring J.J. Hardy up. Hardy, 3-game hit streak. One in each of the first 2 games in this series, as he's gone 2-for-8. Still hitting just .188 on the season, and only 4 hits in his last 27 at bats. He's trying to get it going again. He will take that slider strike on the outside corner. Hutchison, the minor league numbers, he went 16-8 in the minors with a 2.52 ERA. Only 42 starts in the air to left field. That's in the yard. Thames is there. Hardy's retired, 2 down. That's what they're counting on for this Toronto season, that they have these young pitchers come through for them. Because if they do, if Hutchison can be a legitimate major league starter, I mean, they've got a heck of a rotation for John Farrell's team.
Oh, my gosh. These guys, 22 years old, 24 years old. Just incredible to be this young and up in the big leagues and being effective. We've seen a couple good games back-to-back by these young pitchers.
And they've got a minor league system full of 19 and 20-year-old good pitchers.
They do. Here we take a look at his delivery. Kind of crossfires a little bit, but very smooth, compact.
That ball stroked into left field for a base hit by Nick Markakis. So Nick gets his first hit of the series. He had an 0 for 5 in the first 2 games. Markakis on with 2 down here in the first inning. And that will bring up Adam Jones with the 5 home runs, 9 RBIs, and that .306 average. Adam comes into the day second in the American League in extra base hits with 11. He trails only Ian Kinsler. He has picked up the 5 home runs, a triple, and 5 doubles. 11 extra base hits. Kinsler with 13 starting the day. And that will be taken for a strike. There you see Orioles 5 or more homers. Matt Wieters, Jones, Raimo, only the O's and the Rangers in the major leagues have more than one player with 5 or more home runs. Orioles continue to pound them out. They've made the difference in the offense. 26 homers hit by the Orioles. 0-1 delivery. Jones going for another one right there. 0-2.
They have hit a lot of homers this year in the early going, and they've hit a lot of late inning home runs too. So, you know, that's a great aspect of obviously winning baseball, to have that in your pocket. Potential, you know, home run power late in the game, tie a game or take a lead, and we've seen him do it a few times this year to win ball games.
4 of the 5 home runs Adam Jones have hit have either given them the lead or tied the ball game. Markakis rather's on at first base with 2 down. Hutchison, the look and the 0-2 delivery, and Jones to Vizquel. He'll short hop it, make the play over at first base. Vizquel may have been around a long time, but those hands are just as soft as they ever were. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. Luna double and get your second room of flooring free. 877-241-LUNA. Kids love to be close to the action. If you bring them to the ballpark, never forget, the closer you are to the action, the closer you are to foul balls. If they don't have that screen in front of them, make sure you're watching, because you know they won't be. No scores. We go to the second inning. The Orioles, how good have their starters been? 3-game win streak. Over those 3 games, Orioles starters have given up 2 earned runs in 19 1/3 innings. ERA for the starters of .93. And the pitch will be taken outside for a ball. They've just been magnificent. Last night, the victory picked up by Hamill, who has started the season 3-0 for the Orioles. That is a strike. Encarnacion with a 1 for 8 in this series. Hamill getting the win and going 3-0 moves up as far as pitchers early in the season for the Orioles are concerned. That's a foul ball. No Oriole pitcher prior to last night had won at least 3 of their first 4 starts in the month of April since Jimmy Key did it in 1997 when he went 3-0. Hamill has reached that mark with his victory last night at 3-0. That is going to be foul back, and a 1-ball 2-strike count on Encarnacion. See the starters this season, they're marked 7-5, 3.94 ERA. Last year they were 6-9 with an ERA of 4.2. Difference has been in the W's and L's. 1-2 delivery lifted. He's pounded a couple, but they've been foul ball.
Yeah, just foul. You know, obviously looking for that fastball, looking to turn on it. Be a good opportunity here to be able to spot that changeup down and away.
Encarnacion 2 for 5 off Mattis. Does have a home run off him. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Inside out. Good pitch. Got in on his hands. So that play is going to be on top of the dugout and bounce into the seats.
Well, I know we've been talking a lot about the starting pitching, but the key is obviously them getting so deep into ball games, and that's why the bullpen's having so much success as well.
Nothing changes in baseball in that regard. If your starters do not go deep into the game, sooner than later you will start losing. That is a guarantee. And swung on and missed. Mattis gets the strikeout on him, his first.
Boy, that's a great pitch. He pounded a fastball in at 91 the pitch before, and this pitch just drops out of the strike zone. Great location. Nice call by Matt Wieters as well.
Nissan Sale a Minute event. Save on your new Nissan. Visit choosenissan.com or see your local dealer. They present our Nissan pitch track. Well, Mattis gets the first out here. Thames up and a big swing and a miss. Thames remain in the lineup as a left-hander. For one thing, he is 4 for 8 in this series. He's had a hot bat, and he's gone 2 for 7 against left-handers. So John Farrell felt needed to keep him in the lineup. 0-1 delivery, and that's in there for a strike. And Brian Mattis throwing some strikes in the first 3 starts. 11 strikeouts and 11 walks surrendered, along with the 22 hits in 14 innings. A little bit low on that one, and a 1-ball 2-strike count.
Well, walks have hurt Brian as well, and I think, you know, we've been talking about the Orioles' defense and mishandling plays behind him, but walks is the same type of thing. You're just giving these guys another opportunity.
1-2 delivery, foul back upstairs. They have worked and worked so hard. Rick Adair, the pitching coach, trying to get Mattis back to what we saw a couple of years ago. Here's the 1-2 delivery, and Thames will take it. That was close. Brian said after his last start, I definitely made some improvements in the start over the last one. Threw some nice changeups, some nice sliders down in the zone. Felt I had pretty good command of the fastball. I am just not putting it all together right now. So he'll try and do that in this game. He has had outings. New York, he gave up 4 runs, 6 hits, and 4 against Toronto in Toronto. He gave up 5 runs, 7 hits, and 5 2/3. The last outing against the Angels, 6 runs, 8 hits, and 5. 3-2 delivery. A comebacker? No. It's going to be a tough play. Hardy trying to make it. Not going to get there. Thames is on. Infield hit. He's got real good speed.
Well, Brian made a really good pitch on Thames. Away, a little breaking ball away. Chops it. J.J. Hardy makes the bare hand play. It's just do or die, and Thames runs too well.
Smiling over there after the infield hit. You take them any way they come. They all look the same as the numbers get crunched. It's a hit. Here's Ben Francisco. Francisco's the designated hitter. He has not appeared in this series before. The times he has gotten into the lineup, all of them has been as a DH, and generally will be in there against left-handed pitchers. Francisco 3 for 8 off the lefties. He's had only 2 at bats against right-handers. Thames on at first base, the 1-0 delivery, and that's in the air to right field. Nick Markakis. 2 down. Maryland Lottery strike and rich contestant of the game, Bobby Brown from Suitland. And Bobby, you've already won a $500 bill just for being selected. Now for all the strikeouts the Orioles get, you will get $100 from the Maryland Lottery for each one. See how you can turn non-winning strike and rich scratch-offs into cash. Enter to win great Oriole prizes. MDLottery.com/strike and rich. Good luck, Bobby. Raja Davis came in as a pinch runner in the ballgame last night. One of the fastest players in Major League Baseball speed-wise.
Oh, he does have great speed. He's stolen 50 bases in the major leagues, and I'll tell you what, I think that's why Eric Thames was running so hard to first base on his infield hit. He was a little upset that Davis came in and pinch ran for him last night.
Yeah. Davis against left-handers, 3 for 17. That is taken for a strike, and Mattis will get ahead on the count 0-2.
That's a great pitch. He seems to be spotting that fastball in very well right now.
He's faced 7 batters, and he's put 4 first pitch strikes in. We've talked about that. We'll keep an eye on it tonight, the difference it has made in his success. And that's going to be a shot to center. Jones over, and he's got it. That ball was stung. Hit so hard it stayed right up there in the clothesline, and Jones got over in front of it. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left on. Don't hit that pier. Orioles baseball on Masson, brought to you by Acura. Acura Advance. And by Burger King. As long as we can see it coming out the other side, we'll know the water taxi's okay. Great night to be out around the harbor tonight. 65 degrees at the start of our ball game and very comfortable. Pretty effective and quick first inning.
All right, he did have a good first inning. Obviously, look at that, 82% fastballs. I know it's early in the game, but every pitcher wants to establish that fastball first so that his off-speed stuff can work for him later in the game.
Here's Matt Wieters. Wieters with a 4-game hit streak. 2 for 7 in this series. And Matt will take the pitch for a strike. Most home runs through the first 18 games since '97. Ryan Roberts, Jay Gibbons, and followed by Wieters, Ty Wigginton, and Charles Johnson. And the pitch will be taken inside. We've mentioned the home run numbers, 26 of them for the Orioles. That is the second most in Orioles history for the first 18 games. 1 ball, 1 strike count on Wieters. And Matt will take it for a strike. He wasn't sure about that one. Tony Randazzo's got the plate. Todd Tetchner's at first. Brian Gorman at second. And Larry Vanover at third base. Hutchison with a 1 ball, 2 strike count. Shift is put on. Playing him to pull in the infield. Go the other way in the outfield. And the pitch is inside.
I was talking with a couple of the Blue Jays coaches earlier today about Hutchison. And they said what impresses them the most about this young man, 22 years old, is just his mound composure. He doesn't get rattled at all. You know, he just goes out there and does his job.
That goes the other way. Third baseman. Lowry up with it, makes the play, and Wieters is retired. You can just kind of sense that watching him, can't you?
Yeah, I mean, it seems almost effortless out there. You know, here it is. Go ahead, put a swing on it. I'll try to get the next guy if you get a hit.
So little action at the minor league level for Hutchison to just have the 42 starts and 1 other relief appearance coming into this season. And Davis will take the pitch inside for a ball for Chris. Second home run of the season came last night. Davis trying to take advantage of the short fences in left field, put one out the other way. And that pitch is going to be taken inside. And a 2-0 count.
Oh, it looks like the Blue Jays making a little adjustment on Chris Davis. A couple fastballs in right there. Very dangerous when he gets his arms extended.
He's 1 for 6 in this series. 2-0 delivery to him will be chopped down to first base. Encarnacion will play it. And there are 2 down in the second inning. Saw a note today from Baseball Info Solutions. Yet another one of the numbers areas. But we talk so much about all the defensive shifts being made against both right and left-handers. As you would expect, Tampa Bay had the most shifts last year, 216 times. And they figure it saved them 85 runs, the most in the majors. The Blue Jays were 4th on the list with 118 shifts during the season. It was the major league leaders and teams that had the most shifts on hitters. Rays #1, Brewers #2, Indians were 3, and the Blue Jays were 4. And John Farrell, talking with him the other night, said we're going to have even more of that this year. Said I believe what Joe Madden really has led the charge on this. Said it makes all the sense in the world. So we've got the numbers. They come in virtually minute by minute on every at bat for every hitter during the course of the year and even during the course of a game. If we know how we're going to pitch them and our pitcher can do that, then we've got to move our guys around.
Well, that's the biggest key. If pitchers can hit their spots.
Yep. Towering pop up by Mike Reynolds. First base. Vizquel second calls off, and he's got it. And a 1-2-3 inning. So we will go to the third as the pitchers have started as in the other 2 games in control. teaming up with Brian Mattis, Brady Anderson. They visited the Casey on behalf of the Casey Cares Foundation today. The Herman and Walter Samuelson Children's Hospital at Sinai took time to visit with the kids. T-shirts, bandanas, pins were given out, all part of the Casey Cares Foundation, with a special touch to critically ill children. You can learn more, CaseyCares.org. That from today for the kids. JP Arancibia. And the pitch is taken for a ball. Arancibia hitting 8th in this game. Vizquel 9th, and then Escobar at the top of the order. Arancibia with an 0 for 3. He did not start the first game of the series. 1-0 pitch, and Brian Mattis will miss away with it. 2-0.
Yeah, Arancibia is struggling a little bit here in the early going, and don't want Brian Mattis to fall behind a hitter that's, kind of dug himself a hole here.
2-0 delivery, and we've had more Rainmaker pop-ups in this series. This one's at second base. Flaherty's there. He dances underneath that and has it 1 away, 3rd inning. On Saturday, the Orioles Legends Celebration Series begins. Hall of Famer Frank Robinson, immortalized with a larger-than-life bronze sculpture, to be unveiled in the center field picnic area, and you can be there. 5 o'clock Saturday. Frank will be there. Some great guests on hand. All who attend the game are going to get a replica sculpture as a lasting memory. We hope you'll join in the first of 6 great nights for the Orioles Legends Celebration. And a special reason, with Frank being there and the family, Orioles, Jim Palmer's going to be there. Eddie Murray is going to be there. And we're delighted to say Hammer and Hank's going to be there. Vizquel down to third base, play made by Reynolds. Henry Aaron doesn't make a lot of appearances anywhere for any reason anymore. And to have a chance to see Hank Aaron up close, that in and of itself is a great delight, especially when you join that with the fact it's to honor Frank Robinson. Oh,
no doubt about it. So many great players in one place. To honor Frank Robinson, unbelievable.
Really nice. So that'll be Saturday. We hope you'll get out to see it. 5 o'clock for the unveiling, and there'll be also a brief ceremony prior to the game. Here's Yanel Escobar. Escobar drew a walk his first time up. 2 down, nobody on. 6 out of 10 first pitch strikes so far by Brian Mattis in the ball game. Here's the 1-0 delivery to Escobar, and a big cut. Got that one by him. What do they clock that one at? 91.
Oh, 91. Fastball right down the middle. We had talked about it earlier. When Brian falls behind 1-0, boy, they're sitting on a fastball. That's why he took that big healthy cut right there.
Here's the 1-1 delivery to Escobar the other way. That's an atom ball. Brian Mattis is there and retires the side in order. 3 up and 3 down, the Orioles. It'll be Johnson, Flaherty, and Reimold due up. As you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller time later in tonight's game. Brought to you by Miller Lite. Gary Thorne, Mike Bordick with you. And another ball game starting out with the pitchers in control. Single picked up by Thames. That came in the second inning for Toronto. The Orioles a single. Markakis came in the first inning. Only hits up on the board. Nick Johnson mired in that 0 for 23, looking for his first hit. Already has contributed with a fine play with the glove at first base. He, like Mattis, just wants to get rid of the offer and get on with it. The delivery to Johnson, and that's away for a ball.
Well, you know, sometimes great plays just help your confidence a little bit. I mean, Nick made that great pick over there at first base in the first inning. Who knows? He might have a nice attitude stepping in the box tonight.
He has taken a lot of extra batting practice. Not being in games, just to try and get the timing down, hit the ball hard, up the middle.
Yeah, he had such a good spring. He looked so good. He was drawing walks, putting a good part of the bat on the ball, and he was playing a lot, and that helps, I think, as a hitter, obviously, to get more repetitions, and obviously the start of the season a little bit slow for Nick Johnson, but he's a great big league hitter. He's been in the game a long time. He'll make his adjustments, and he's going to have some success for the Orioles.
Got a 2-ball, 1-strike count on him, and he'll take that one, and that is in there for a strike.
Well, Nick knows the strike zone pretty good, much like Markakis, and that pitch is down and away. He knows it. Don't want him to expand the zone, though.
And the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes, and that one is going to be inside. For Nick Johnson, a lifetime .270 career average at the major leagues. Last season, getting time in at Akron and Columbus. Not a lot of at-bats. That one's going to go towards third as they had that shift on. Lowry's got it, and will get the out. One away. Tomorrow night is the season's first AT&T Student Night. All students any age with a valid school ID can purchase the left field upper reserve for only $6. Gather up friends and family and enjoy a night out at the yard that forever changed baseball. For more information, AT&T Student Nights, 888-848-BIRD. Or go to Orioles.com. We'll be for the Oakland A's, who are coming in, and Jake Arrieta will make the start tomorrow night. Brandon McCarthy, who is 0-3, will be on the mound for the A's, who came into the day playing .500 baseball.
They always seem to play tough here, though, don't they?
Always. Here's Ryan Flaherty. Flaherty's had an 0 for 4. We got a lot of guys who just want to get something done tonight.
Yeah,
Ryan
sure.
Mattis wants to end the losing streak. Nick Johnson wants to get out of the 0 for on the season, and Ryan Flaherty wants his first major league hit.
Yeah.
0 for 8. 1-1, swung and a miss.
Pretty good swing there, though. He's looked really good. First night here against Toronto. Just missed a couple balls. He drove him to left, and last night, a couple ground balls to second base. But, I think it's coming. Swing looks good. He's a confident young man. He doesn't look intimidated in the box at all. Hits are going to come for Ryan Flaherty. I love the comments that Buck Showalter made about him the other day. He's a super utility guy right now, but he has the skills that could potentially be an everyday player. I mean, so many young players make it to the big leagues as utility guy. They get opportunities, and next thing you know, they're starting in the big leagues for 10 years.
That one is fouled away, and a 2-ball, 2-strike count on Flaherty with Reimold waiting on deck. We will have to have a contest. We won't be able to tell them. He and Adam Jones will each be on camera. We'll see who chews their gum the longest and the fastest. It will be a tight race. Both of them. A lot of jaw work. Here's the 2-2. Flaherty with a cut and a miss, and the strikeout, the first for Hutchison.
Well, pretty good pitch here by Hutchinson. Fastball away. Catches the black up in the zone. Good pitcher's pitch.
Nolan Reimold coming up. 2 down, nobody on. Popped out his first time up. Hutchison got his win in his major league debut against Kansas City. Toronto put some runs up for him as they won it by a score of 9-5. Hutchinson gave up 8 hits and 5 in the third innings in that game, and had 3 walks and 4 strikeouts. But with a 9-run offensive support, he got it done.
Like that help, when you're a pitcher getting that run support.
1-1.
Now the Orioles have been finding ways to win. Obviously, there's been some close games here recently. Just another tribute to the starting pitching and the bullpen to be able to come away with these tight ball games.
Real tight games to start the season for the Orioles as they continue to win ball games where they're not scoring a lot of runs. 1-1 delivery down low. The Orioles have already won. They've been 5 games this year they've won when they've had 3 or fewer runs. They've done that in the last 3 games. Last year they had a grand total for the whole year of 10 games last year when they scored 3 or fewer runs and won.
That's amazing.
That's a complete turnaround.
It sure is.
Raimel fouls it back into the screen, 2-2.
Well, it's nice to see the confidence of this team here in the early going, kind of growing and growing. I know tight ball games last year, they seemed like they had that feeling like, oh no, here we go, and sure enough, unfortunately, they always came up on the losing end quite a bit last year. But this confidence in the early going might build to something really special and could be a fun year.
2-2 delivery on the way. Raimel will take it outside. 2 down, nobody on, and a 3-ball, 2-strike count from Hutchinson to Nolan Raimel. Overall for Hutchinson in his minor league brief career, 18-9, a 2.49 ERA in the minors. 15th round pick in 2009 for the Jays. 3-2, Raimel is gone. He thought he might have had a walk there, but a couple of strikeouts in the inning picked up by Hutchinson. The side is set down. 1-2-3. And the pitchers continue to be in control. And that one looked like it had the corner. No score. At Sarasota on Florida's Gulf Coast at number1beach.com. Sarasota in the mid-80s again today. That's down in the harbor in the city. And if you walk right straight ahead through those trees, there's a little hut over there on the left-hand side on the water that has great hamburgers and adult beverages. Here's Brett Lowry. And he will take a pitch for a strike on the outside corner. He hit into a double play his first time up.
Big double play for Brian Mattis. Settle his nerves in the early going.
He'd given up a leadoff walk to Escobar. That's down to third and foul as Lowry continues his attack on the baseball. He's yet to find a baseball he likes. He prefers to just put dents in them.
Yeah, he's an aggressive, strong swinger, that's for sure.
He's got a 5-game hit streak coming in, hitting at .288 on the year. 0-2 delivery to him, and that'll be in the dirt.
Well, one of the things that he's been working on is his patience as a young hitter at the plate. And obviously, young hitters, they have a tendency to swing at those sliders away, but they're concerned about his swinging at the high fastball.
Hardy's going to have to make a real tough play. His throw is not in time. That's all he could do on it. It'll be a leadoff single for Lowry and the second hit of the ball game for Toronto. The State of Baseball is brought to you by Ocean City, Maryland. Make memories of your own this summer. Book your vacation at OCOcean.com. It was on this day in 1904 that Ty Cobb made his pro debut at the age of 17. He homered and doubled for Augusta in the South Atlantic League on this day in baseball. A couple of other notes. Wrigley Field became the first ballpark to employ an organ to entertain fans in 1941. That was a standard for decades and decades, that every ballpark had an organ, and usually a well-known organist. Nolan Ryan in 1990 tied Bob Feller's major league record with his 12th one-hitter on this date. Here's Jose Bautista, 0-1 count.
When we were out in Anaheim on the last trip, there was an organ playing at Angel Stadium, and I said, wow, that's great, they have an organ here. And one of the producers said, no, that's just a tape. They don't have an organ here.
There aren't many left.
No.
They have one in Chicago at Dodger Stadium. White Sox have one. And I was trying to think. I can't think offhand of any other ballparks where the real live organist is still there playing. No, I don't think of any others. I'm not sure if Fenway had one forever and ever and ever, and of course Yankee Stadium did. I think Yankee Stadium still does, in fact.
Do they?
Yeah, I think they still do. Here's Jose Bautista. Bautista flied out his first time up, takes that one in the air to left center field. Reimold Jones. Jones is there, and Reimold right in front of him takes it away.
Ooh. That was a close play. I'll tell you what, that's a problem when you have outfielders that have that much speed. Has to be some good communication. Adam Jones aware, though, and takes the deep route. Nolan cuts in front to make the play. He was calling it. Nolan was calling it. I'm sure Jonesy was calling it as well. Close and dangerous out there.
So they get the out. Center fielder, of course, has the call on those. If you hear him, you're supposed to back off.
Yeah, it's pretty tough, though. I mean, you're running full speed, and for outfielders especially, when they're going into a gap and they're both screaming for the ball, it's really tough to hear them. For infielders, they're taught not to say anything when they go back on the ball, and they get scared off the ball.
A little discussion afterwards right here. When I say I got it, get out of the way. Encarnacion, the strikeout victim, his first time up. Runner still at first base. Lowry there. A towering rainmaker. This one's all yours, Nolan. Drifting back near the warning track. He's got it. 2 down. You know Adam Jones talking to him right now. That's where you'd like to have him mic'd. What did he say to him? Adam ran all the way over to make sure he could talk to him.
Yeah, right. He's in center field, but I'll tell you what, you could tell that Nolan was having a little trouble there. He said couldn't pick up the ball, and Adam Jones is right there, right beside him. And then he might have talked to him about calling the ball, but that's great heads-up play by Adam Jones. Yeah. It really is to get over there.
And one on the fist. Eric Thames pops it up. Hardy is there, and Brian Mattis pitching himself so far through 4. Real good game. No score. Robinson is brought to you by AT&T 4G LTE. With speeds up to 10 times faster than 3G, AT&T Rethink Possible. By BMW, the ultimate driving machine. Gary Thorne, Mike Bordick with you as another good one. Wayne Kirby, always coaching, talking about the outfield and what they did, and then just gave up. Said, I got to go coach first. Talk to you later. Hutchison. And his slider's a strike on the outside corner. Hardy flied out his first time up. Hardy, Markakis, and Jones. Bottom of the fourth inning. Orioles 1 hit. Jays 2. Jays have left 2. The Orioles have left 1. And that's a strike on the outside corner. Drew Hutchison, second major league start. And as Mike said, pretty calm and confident. That's going to go to center field and stay up in the air. Raja Davis right there to get it. One away. Saturday kicks off the Orioles Legend Celebration Series. A special pregame ceremony to honor Frank Robinson will begin at 5. The first Oriole honored with a larger-than-life bronze sculpture in the new center field picnic area at Camden Yards. All fans attending the game Saturday will get the replica of that statue, so don't miss the special date. Orioles history. Tickets in advance. 888-848-BIRD or Orioles.com/legends. Nick Markakis a single in his at-bat in the game.
You know, we saw a great pitcher out in Anaheim, Jared Weaver, that kind of stepped across his body and you know, threw back across. He didn't have much velocity, but you know, that deception plays a big part in pitching. And this young man here, Hutchison, does not quite as much as Weaver did, but does step across his body and has to throw back there, and it just adds to the deception of that pitch. And he's throwing 90, 91 miles an hour. He's not overpowering by any means, but you know, coming across his body and crossfiring like that definitely helps that deception of the hitters. He's nice smooth at the top, but you know, he steps about a foot over there towards third base and then has to come back across, and just that different angle is enough to sometimes get hitters off balance and not pick up that fastball as soon.
3-0 delivery. Ooh. You don't see many strikes called when it gets away from the catcher like that, as it did at Arancibia. And Nick Markakis didn't like that one at all.
Well, that's definitely the argument. I mean, I'm sure Nick wanted to turn around and say, well, if you can't catch it, how can it be a strike?
But it was.
It was.
Tony Randazzo had it on the money. Here's the 3-1 delivery. That's going to be a base hit into left center field. Markakis taking the ball the other way twice tonight. That one not quite as pronounced as his first single. He's 2 for 2.
A real nice swing down, and keeps his head right on it and drives it over the shortstop's head. That is a great piece of hitting right there by Nick Markakis, and you know he's going good when he can back that ball up and drive it the other way like that. And he's done it twice tonight already in the early going.
And Adam Jones again will come up with Nick Markakis on. 4-game hit streak for Adam. Grounded out his first time up. 9th in the American League in sluggage. Slugging coming in. Sluggish. That's a good one. 9th in sluggish. I like that. Just a new number.
Yeah, they have so many stats. I mean, you never know. You could be right.
It's that one for sluggishness. Let's take a look at our PNC Inside. The number is brought to you by PNC Bank. For the achiever in you. Highest percentage of runs that have come via the home run. The Orioles are now on top. Almost half. The Brewers, Yankees, and the A's, who are coming here tomorrow night. Top 4 percentage of runs scored via the home run.
I wonder what their sluggish percentage is.
28. Markakis taking a long look over to third. The DeMarlo Hale, third base coach. Orioles on the season, 6 stolen bases, 6 out of 12. Markakis has not attempted a steal. He's got a good lead over there, and the throw over will get him back.
Well, you know, last night Nick Markakis was on first base, and they spent a lot of time trying to pick him off. Kind of disrupted that that inning for the Blue Jays, and Nick's in their head again, which is great. I mean, that you want to try to disrupt, especially a young pitcher, see what you can do to take his mind off throwing strikes and getting his head a little bit. And there's some concern there about Nick at first.
It's a good lead again. He didn't drop back. Jones will take it outside. Aaron Sebia, the catcher's thrown out 3 of 8 on the season. He's got a good arm. In Hutchinson's first start, there were no attempted steals against him.
Yeah, he's quick to the plate as well. But the problem is, if there are guys on base and pitchers have to mix up their delivery from the stretch, there can just be a lot of inconsistencies.
Goes down to third, playing the line. Laurie will go over to first base and will record the out. Markakis goes to second. So the Orioles get their first runner to second base in the ball game. In fact, the first runner of the game to be at second base. That'll bring up Matt Wieters. Orioles still at 13th in the league with runners in scoring position, hitting just .218. And Toronto continues to lead the majors with their .336 average with runners in scoring position. The problem for Toronto in this series is they haven't been able to get any of them there.
Well, they sure haven't. I was talking to Brian Butterfield today, and he goes, how have I been looking? And I said, well, really, Brian, you haven't been on camera. Nobody's on base. And he goes, yeah, you're right.
First Toronto player to get over to third. Brian will walk up to him and say, hi, I'm Brian Butterfield, third base coach. You haven't seen me for a while.
Exactly. I wouldn't be surprised if he does.
Now Wieters trying to put the Orioles on the board. Wieters with the 1-0 delivery towards the hole, knocked down. Escobar up and gets the out. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. And the pitchers through 4 have kept it zip-zip. Tune in for the latest Oriole news and information. Amber Theoharis will have a sit-down with Matt Wieters, talk about his outstanding start. Tom Davis, Mel Antonin, Dave Johnson, Phil Wood. They begin the night of Orioles baseball on MASN HD starting at 5 o'clock. The Oakland A's are coming in for tomorrow. Jake Arrieta, Brendan McCarthy are the scheduled starters. On Saturday night, it will be Chen against Tyson Ross, and Tommy Hunter goes against Bartolo Colon, who's pitched really well in the Sunday afternoon game.
Well, Brian Mattis is off to a pretty good start tonight. 60% of his fastballs. He's thrown 32 fastballs, 10 changeups at 19%, 3 curves, 5 sliders, and a couple cutters. But obviously trying to establish that fastball early. Always starts Ben Francisco off with a breaking ball right there.
And 9 out of 15 first strikes that if so mattered. Ben Francisco, the DH, flied out his first time up, and that's going to curve foul. He didn't get out of the batter's box, and that was almost a fair ball on the line.
Yeah, I don't know if he knew where that ball went. I don't, if he would have seen it getting that close to the line, he probably would have been thinking 3 or at least 2.
Brian Mattis this year, when he's not had the first pitch strike, hitters hitting well over 400 against him. That's why we are keeping an eye on that tonight. And a 1-ball 2-strike count on Francisco. Brian Mattis had an excellent 1 through 5 innings against Toronto up in Toronto before it all fell apart. And that one is swung on and missed and got him.
Good pitch there. He's working him in the hole at bat and then throws a changeup away. That's the key. Might not have been the best location for that pitch, but after you throw hard in a couple times, he threw a hard breaking ball down and in, and then a straight change away. That's really effective.
Only 1 walk and 2 strikeouts. He is a fly ball pitcher, and that's where the outs have predominantly come from tonight. Rajah Davis takes it up high. Davis starting in center field, flied out to center his first time up. 3-game hit streak for him. He is 3 for 12 lifetime off Brian Mattis. Reynolds will play in at third base, acknowledging his speed, and foul back off the mask. 1-1.
Well, I like the calls by Matt Wieters tonight. He really wants to establish that fastball in to help set up those pitches away. And Brian Mattis missed on his first fastball there, and then came right back with it. Fastball in. Good call by Matt Wieters.
1-1 delivery on the way, and that will be taken up high. And a 2-ball 1-strike count on Davis. The Orioles are trying to not only sweep this series but win their 4th game in a row. The Orioles have not had a 4-game win streak this year. You got a lot of it, but again way up in the air to left field. Rimo's there, and he's got it, and there are 2 down. Our PNC Minor League report brought to you by PNC for the Achiever in you. LJ Ho's last 9 games on fire. .429, stealing some bases, getting RBIs, 3rd-round pick, 2008, playing at Bowie, Double-A.
Another fine young prospect there. It's down in Bowie right now. LJ Ho's, Manny Machado's down there, Jonathan Scope. A lot of good young players in Bowie this year.
That's going to be fouled away. Aaron Sebia popped out his first time up. 2 down, nobody on. 2 singles off Mattis. The only hits in the ball game off him. The Orioles also with 2 singles, both by Markakis. The only hits for the Orioles off Drew Hutchinson. Here's the 0-1 delivery, and that's going to be up high. Pitchers really dominating this series, and for the Orioles, 25-year-old left-hander. Orioles hope he'll be a little better than that right-hander, Hutchison. Here's the 1-1 delivery and a swing and a miss. Tampa Bay got a win over the Angels today by a score of 4-3. Johnny Gomes got the win in relief, working the final inning as the Angels gave up 2. The Rays got 2 in the bottom of the 9th to win it 4-3. Allen with the game-winning home run. 1-ball 2-strike count, and Sebia will take the off-speed pitch, and it goes to 2-2.
Well, that's a good miss right there with that changeup, though. I mean, that's where you want to put it. If he can locate his fastball down and away and then throw that changeup in that same spot, it's going to make it very effective.
2-2 delivery on the way down to 3rd, and that's going to be a foul ball. Evens the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Another night so far in which Toronto not able to get people on, and even when they do, not able to get them beyond first base. And that ball will be foul back. Brian Mattis, 67 pitches thrown so far in the ball game. Much better than he had done in the previous 3 starts, as those pitches really piled up on him early. Here's the 2-2. That's a long foul ball.
Oh, second deck foul ball. I hit a home run. Well, it wasn't a home run. I hit a foul ball in the third deck one time in Toronto.
Yo.
And it was back when McGuire and Canseco went up in the third deck.
That one is going towards the left field corner. Reimold going over, and that's right off the top of the wall. Just missed being a home run. Throw to second will not be in time, as Aaron Sebia will pick up a double and become the first Jay to get to second, and just missed, putting them on the board.
Well, he did. It was quite a battle between Mattis and Aaron Sebia right there. And Aaron Sebia came out on top on that one. Just off the top of the wall.
It was an 8-pitch at bat.
Yeah, it was a good battle.
So now a runner at second base, and here's Vizquel, who grounded out his first time up. And Omar Vizquel will take it for a strike. This great veteran needs only 2 hits to tie Ivan Rodriguez for 44th on the all-time Major League hit list. Vizquel 0 for 3 off Mattis. Will chop that one to third. Reynolds has got it. Makes the throw over to first base, and Mattis takes care of that. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. It remains 0-0. What do you see from the Orioles starter Brian Mattis tonight?
Boy, he looks great. He's been establishing that fastball. He's mixing it up, holding this offense down pretty well. Looks really good to me.
Hutchison, the youngster on the other side.
Just another great battle. Another young pitcher by the Jays, and they're going at it. He's hitting his spots with his fastball. You know, fastball command was a key for both of these guys coming in, and they've both done a good job with it.
Try and get to these. Now, do we think about some small ball being played here, maybe, with some speed that's in the game?
Well, yeah, I expect that. I mean, if a guy can get a lead runner, or a team can get a lead runner on, I would expect a bunt or a hit and run, something to put some action on and put some pressure on these starting pitchers.
Because the starting pitchers right now just dominating. There's Drew Hutchison. The 22-year-old has thrown only 53 and primarily fastballs, but as Mike said, they are located fastballs, and that has been the story for him in this game. We go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. It will be Davis, Reynolds, and Johnson coming up. And he'll take it inside for a ball. Chris Davis grounded out his first time up. Little shift put on, playing him to pull in the infield, giving him that big gap in right center in the outfield. Oh, he rips that hard and foul. That had that sweet sound of success off the bat, but just a little bit foul.
Well, both pitchers aren't leaving many pitches over the plate. You know, Mattis has been exceptional at getting that fastball in. And you're seeing some quality pitches here, being off the plate and down and away by Hutchison.
Hutchison and these at-bats by day, the at-bat before in this one is he's come inside trying to get himself the outside part of the plate. He's had him leaning back 2 or 3 times.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it. And he has such great action on that pitch down and away.
And that's where he went again. Stayed up a little bit, but he got it far enough away, and a 2-ball, 2-strike count.
Well, two-seamer's been a very effective pitch for him. And he's able to locate it on that outside part, not leaving anything over the heart of the plate.
And the 2-2 deliveries up high. Pretty good group over there in that dugout. You just had a shot up there. The manager, John Farrow, Bruce Walton, who's the pitching coach on the right, and one of my favorite people in the game, Don Wakamatsu, former manager, now coach, sitting in the middle there. That's pretty good brain trust.
It sure is. Bruce Walton, I had the pleasure of playing with him. We came up in the A's organization together. He was a pitcher, and then we both made it to the big leagues. Nice at bat right there by Chris Davis.
That is the first walk surrendered by Hutchison. He gets the free pass to lead it off. Orioles have the leadoff man on for the first time in the game. PNC postgame coming up, brought to you by PNC Bank for the achiever in you. As Tom Davis, Rick Dempsey will be standing by to take a look at how this one goes down. Buck Showalter, we'll hear from Buck at the press conference and player interviews and more. Coming up, the PNC postgame O's Extra. And let's see if the Orioles can take advantage of the man on. Here's Reynolds. He has popped out his only at bat, 2 for his last 20. Those 2 hits coming in this series, 2 for 3. Big cut, pick off. Wow. That could have been close. Davis had gotten off there a couple of steps, and Arancibia saw it.
Yeah, pretty good snap throw right there by J.P. Arancibia. Davis coming off very aggressively in a secondary, kind of leaning towards second. Arancibia picks that up quickly and fires down to first.
Davis goes for the back part of that bag to make sure they can't get the tag on him. Reynolds with a 1-strike count. And came back inside. And the count will go to 1-1. Mark with all the extra time put in. He is 5 for 25 here in this ballpark and 3 for 31 on the road. That road batting average has really hurt him at 97, but again, you get 3 or 4 hits either at home or on the road, and that average can jump a lot. And that pitch is going to be inside, and that will send Arancibia to the mound to talk to his young pitcher.
Well, with Chris Davis getting on, it's the first leadoff batter he's had on in the game so far, so see how it affects him, but obviously a little bit of emotion out there right now with J.P. Arancibia going out to settle him down a little bit.
Both of these teams so well aware that neither of their offenses have been hot in this series because of the quality pitching, so every run has really mattered in these games in this series. The Orioles with a 3-0 victory last night, picking up a late run, and then the 2-1 win in the opener of this series where Hunter and Alvarez matched up as starting pitchers, and both were outstanding. Tommy Hunter getting the win. 2-1 delivery. Reynolds will foul that one back over the screen, and the count goes to 2-2.
Well, Mark's got to battle tough here. And Hutchinson has been locating. He throws that slider as his out pitch to right-handed batters most of the time, but it's been very effective with that 2-seamer being able to run it in as well. So Mark has to protect here. Battle, hopefully he leaves one over the plate for him.
2-ball, 2-strike count. Davis off first, nobody out. And under the arms, and the count is full. Now you manage. Do you send Davis from first base, folks?
Folks, you're not asking me.
No, this is the fun of fans.
Hey, I would. Why not? I mean, this kid's been dominating the whole game. Put some pressure on him. Nick Johnson's in the hole. You know, he hasn't had a hit all year. I mean, this might be the time to ignite the offense.
Not going, and driven in the air. Davis over. He's got to play it on a hop. And Reynolds is on with a base hit. And the Orioles have the first 2 on here in the 5th inning. Now I'm going to ask you to manage again, everybody. Nick Johnson's coming up. He's 0 for 24. Do you ask him to bunt?
Well, let's talk about Reynolds at bat first. Battled tough, and Hutchison did leave that pitch right over the middle of the plate. And Mark Reynolds picked up his 3rd hit in 2 days.
Nick Johnson has had a grand total of 9 sacrifice bunts in his major league career. He had 1 last year, 1 in 2009, and 2 in 2006.
Well, I think he's capable of doing it, that's for sure.
Or do you let him look for his first hit and maybe get an RBI? And the pitch will be up high for a ball.
Well, that would help his confidence, that's for sure. I mean, this is a situation, you've got a proven major league hitter. You know, there's no outs. A bunt. I mean, if Ryan Flaherty was up there right now, I would think Buck would ask Ryan Flaherty to bunt. But this is a situation where Buck is depending on Nick Johnson for the course of the season, and this might be that situation where a base hit would just skyrocket his confidence.
That is a strike. Because the other thing, as you said, Mike, what you got to consider is that Flaherty on deck is looking for his first major league hit.
Right.
So you got two guys here, both of whom have not put anything up yet this year, hit-wise, on the board. Farrell is not thinking bunt at all. He's kept him back, and Buck Showalter certainly doesn't look like he's asking Johnson to do that. He wants the RBI base hit. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Johnson grounded out his first time up. And fouls that one away. 1-2.
Well, Nick took some early batting practice yesterday, and you know, he and Press have been working so hard together. I mean, Nick's a great pro. I mean, he takes it to heart, and he works hard at his craft. And yesterday they were really working on driving that ball to left center, where he can have better plate coverage and stay on the ball a little bit longer. And Nick felt really good about his session yesterday.
1 ball, 2 strike count. Delivery to Johnson will be inside. Hutchison takes it to 2-2. Hutchison has had 4 full counts in the ball game. He took Reynolds to that full count before he delivered the single. Farrell, former pitcher himself, watching. Nick Showalter, as he normally is, close to that railing. Davis off second base, Reynolds off first, and a timeout taken. Nick Johnson asked for it at the plate, and Aaron Sebia wants to go out as they are discussing what to throw here.
Yeah, well, he's ahead in the count. 2-2, and he's got a few weapons. Quite possible to settle him down again. You know, I mean, this is a huge at bat right here.
He has had very efficient innings coming into this one. Here's the 2-2 delivery, and Nick Johnson will fight it off.
That was a good foul off. That was a nasty pitch, slider down, and good hitters are able to foul nasty pitches off like that to stay alive.
Escobar holding the lead runner. Davis close at second. Scoreless ball game. Again, the 2-2 delivery. And a check swing. Did he go? No. Larry Vanover at third base. And the 5th full count, and Farrell not happy with the check swing call.
Well, here's a look at it. Another slider down, and
ooh, got away with one there.
No, he didn't go. He did not go, Gary.
That has been a strike 99 out of 100 times. So let's see if the Orioles can take advantage of it.
That's right. Hopefully a break goes the Orioles' way and helps them right here.
3 ball, 2 strike count. Nobody out. Here's the 3-2 delivery. And that ball's in the air to right field. Bautista, runner tagging at second base. Davis. Throw will come into second. Runner will move up. Johnson retired. First and third, 1 away.
Well, pretty good at bat right there by Nick Johnson. Obviously he wanted to get a base hit, but hit that ball deep enough to right field. Chris Davis did a nice job tagging up. Mark Reynolds too, because with Mark tagging, that throw comes in to short, and he doesn't want that situation to be runners at second and third. If he lets it go, Mark might scoot on over to second base, so he cuts that ball, and it's first and third, and keeps the double play in order.
Now the defensive strategy for Farrell, with 1 away. Ryan Flaherty up, strikeout victim his first time up, looking for his first major league hit. Laurie will play in at third base. Rest of the infield double play depth with Encarnacion holding the bag on Reynolds at first. They deliver to Flaherty, and that's going to be fouled back for a strike.
Well,
best chance the Orioles have had to get one across.
It sure is. Tight on the corners. I mean, that's the play because you want to cut that run down, but it opens up a bigger hole there. I mean, there's obviously a hole between first and second with Mark Reynolds over there at first base. And Hutchison throws that two-seamer down and away, opens up a hole in the 5-6 hole.
One strike count. And nice stop made by Arancibia. That pitch was down in the dirt. That saves a run.
Pretty good job. He's a pretty good defensive catcher. Obviously, you saw his quick snap throw earlier, trying to get Chris Davis, but you know, really good at blocking the ball and throwing the ball as well.
These have been great baseball games in this series. They've been so tight. Every pitch matters, each opportunity, and there haven't been many. Both teams trying to convert on. Here's the 1-1 delivery. Flaherty in the air. That may be deep enough. Thames has got it. Davis is tagging. Thames unleashes when he has no arm. And the Orioles get the lead. So Ryan Flaherty will get an RBI before he gets his first major league hit. And the Orioles have a 1-0 lead.
Well, he'll take that. Good at bat. He gets that pitch elevated. Maybe it'll hit it deep enough out in the left field to score Chris Davis from third.
Tough to get him. Flaherty's first major league RBI. And that tag by Davis. You go back now, the little things that matter. The check swing that would have been a strike, 99 out of 100 wasn't. Kept the at bat alive. He gets the fly ball. Runner tags up at second, goes to third. That puts a runner there, so Flaherty can get the run in with a fly ball rather than having to get a hit.
Well, you're right.
How the game adds up. 1-0. And the throw over with Reynolds on first now and 2 down.
Well, unfortunately, you would never want games to be decided by an umpire's call. But sometimes that stuff happens, you know, and it's I'm sure the Orioles are happy that a break went their way.
Yeah, a billion other things will happen in the course of the game. 2 down. Check swing. Did he go on that one? Yes. And home plate umpire Tony Randazzo had to be asked twice by Arancibia to go down there. He didn't want to do it.
It looked like Nolan kept it back. That was close too.
Watch home plate umpire waited until Arancibia asked the second time.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, it was a strike. Reimold has popped out and struck out. Runner at first and 2 down. And a strike taken. The perfect game pitcher for the White Sox, Mr. Humber, started in Boston, or against Boston tonight. So much for the perfect game. He gave up 2 runs, 3 hits in the first inning. Humber did. And Boston takes an early 2-0 lead against the White Sox. He joins the long list, not a long list, a short list of players who've had perfect games and come back the next night and next start and not done quite as well. I was looking at that today, though. Not bad. Since 1922, there have been 14 perfect games. And those pitchers in their next start, 7 of them won and 7 of them lost.
Interesting.
Roy Halladay did it in 0-10 along with Dallas Braden. Halladay won, Braden lost. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Reimold on a check swing, base hit into right field. Give that man a new wedge.
Yeah. And Nolan Reimold stays hot. Just kind of forcing that ball over there in the hole. Little check swing. Cuts it in between first and second for the knock.
And Reimold's got an 11-game hit streak with that base hit. And that will bring the first visit to the mound that we've had in the ball game tonight. Walton out to have a word with his young starter.
Well, in this inning, it started with a base on balls. His first and only base on balls of the game.
Everybody gathers at the mound for these meetings. Flaherty got the RBI with that sacrifice fly. Reimold gets an 11-game hit streak with a single. Reynolds goes down to second base, and the Orioles get a shot at another one. There's Ryan Flaherty on the bench. 2 down, J.J. Hardy. He has flied out twice. Hutchison going to get an elusive third out. And the pitch will be outside for a ball.
JJ's had a couple doubles here in the last 2 games. Doubled last night and the night before, so you know he's starting to see the ball a little bit better. I talked to him again tonight in the dugout, and he's feeling better about his approach and just the way he's seeing the ball. So you know it's a good situation for him.
And that is outside. He's gone 2 for 13 with runners in scoring position so far. And a 2-0 count now on Hardy. So Hardy should get one maybe to put the bat on here.
Oh, it's cookie time. You got runners out there in scoring position. 2-0. This is a great situation for J.J. Hardy to let it fly. If it's a strike, of course.
Reynolds and Reimold are on for the Orioles. And here's the 2-0 delivery. And Hardy drives it in the air towards left field. Thames will come on and make the catch. So the Orioles will get the 1 run, 2 hits, 2 left on base. Flaherty's RBI puts the O's up. Game 1 against Oakland. Jake Arrieta will be on the mound against Brandon McCarthy. Our coverage on MASN HD 6:30 O's Extra, presented by Jeep, followed by game coverage at 7. All the access you need right here on MASN. Cepeda's going deep, 5 home runs, 18 RBIs, 19 games for the bat they hoped they were going to have. He's proving to be real. Struggling with runners in scoring position just like the Orioles are, the A's are. Tommy Malone's had a surprising start, 3-1 with a very solid 2.0 ERA. The Orioles are going to miss him, however, in the 3-game series. Here's Yanel Escobar with the Orioles up 1-0. Escobar will take it for a strike.
Well, Brian Mattis comes into the 6th inning. He's thrown 71 pitches, 50 of those for strikes, 21 balls. He's thrown 11 out of 18 first pitch strikes.
He's gotten ahead tonight. Here's the 0-1 to the hole. That's going to be a base hit. So Escobar leads off the 6th inning with a single. He's 1 for 2 and a walk tonight. And now Brian Mattis is going to be tested with the meat of the order coming up. The second time Toronto's had the leadoff man on base.
Well, earlier in the game, actually the 1st inning, Escobar got on with that base on balls, and then Mattis was able to induce Brett Lowry into hitting a double play into a double play. So I'm sure he's hoping for that same result right here.
And let me correct that. It's actually the 3rd time they've had the leadoff man on base. So 3 out of the 6 innings. Orioles have been able to come up defensively, and Brian Mattis coming up with the pitches to be able to work around that. A single, and he's hit into a double play. Lowry will take the pitch for a strike, and it goes to 1-1.
High fastball. That's a dangerous place to be in a hitter like Brett Lowry, but he got lucky there and evens the count at 1-1.
Lowry with the big numbers we showed you in this ballpark, and the pitch is high and away. You see through the lineup 1 through 75 pitches, and then after 75, and he is on his 77th coming up. Walking only 1 and a couple of strikeouts. 2 ball 1 strike count. Lowry waiting on it, and the breaking ball is going to miss inside, and it will go to 2-1. And so here we go again.
Yeah, good hitters count here for Brett Lowry. Ryan's got to make a good pitch.
Lowry, a .389 hitter against the Orioles. That's going to be foul back. Got one he wanted to wind up on, and the count will go full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Lowry. He is going to be a foundation player for this franchise.
Oh, he sure is. I mean, we had talked about him this whole series as just being one of these guys that picks everybody on his team up with his energy and his hustle.
3-2, and Brian Mattis gets a big strikeout.
That is a great 3-2 pitch. Holy cow. He missed up 3 times with the fastball. I actually got 1 called for a strike, but this is a great changeup. Down the middle, 3-2 count. He's looking for a fastball. Throws one of his best pitches of the night in a key situation.
Now Bautista up. He's 0 for 2 in the game, 1 for 10 in the series, hitting only .200 against the Orioles. He did have a home run in the series against Kansas City, where they swept all 4 games. That came on the 23rd. That was his 3rd of the year, and that's how many he's got. 9 RBIs. Runner on at first base, Escobar, now 1 down.
Show the shift.
And the 1-0 delivery, a breaking ball, and that's going to be down low.
Well, the Orioles have another shift on him. Bautista and Ryan Flaherty's in charge of a lot. He's got a lot of responsibility out there right now as a second baseman. He's got the steal coverage. If there's a ground ball hit to third, he's probably going to be turning the double play with Mark Reynolds. Ground ball hit to first, he's going to be turning the ground ball double play with Nick Johnson.
Stop by Weeders. There is nobody between first and second.
All right.
Because you've got Johnson holding the bag, so there it is. Bautista's got the entire right side of the infield.
Did you say Johnson?
But he wants to really come at it here. 3-0 count, and that's going to be fouled back. So on 3-0, the green light. With the team struggling to score runs, not going to take the bat out of his hand when he might get one he can drive.
Oh, you're right there. Brian's in another situation, a 3-1 count on a really good proven big league hitter. Got to make another good pitch here.
3-1 delivery on the way, and way up high. So the Jays will get runners on at first and second with 1 away. Second walk surrendered by Brian Mattis. The Junior Orioles Dugout Club is Birdland's best value in family entertainment. Kids 14 and under get tickets to 10 games, an exclusive hat, membership card, backpack, and more, only $20. There are exclusive giveaways as well at each game, and family and friends get tickets starting as low as $6. The first Dugout Club game is Saturday. And we encourage all fans to get their tickets in advance. 888-848-BIRD, to go to Orioles.com/Dugout Club. It is the first Legends Day as well, with Frank Robinson being honored with the unveiling of the statue in the center field picnic area. So hope you'll come out and join the festivities.
Brian Mattis pitch total up to 84 now. Gonna hit a rough spot here with a leadoff single. Did make a great pitch to Brett Lowry to strike him out, and walked Jose Bautista. And a pretty dangerous hitter comes up, Edwin Encarnacion.
0 for 2 with a strikeout, and he is fly down. Brian Mattis gets the strike on Encarnacion. A couple of hits, 7 at bats, including a home run lifetime. There you see with runners in scoring position. Big number. Here's another rainmaker. Flaherty at second. Infield fly rule is in effect. He's got it.
Boy, Ryan Flaherty. That was a high fly ball right there. And he was a little uncomfortable on that one.
First action in the bullpen. Darren O'Day. Orioles with a 1-0 lead. Each team with 4 hits. And Brian Mattis trying to work through the 6th inning with runners on at first and second, but now there are 2 down. Longest outing, first 3 starts was against Toronto. 5 2/3 innings for Mattis this year.
If we were playing down at the Trop, there would probably have been 10 balls already that hit the ceiling. Got caught up in those rafters.
Or at least the wires that run across it.
Yeah.
We've had more high fly balls and pop-ups in this series than I can remember in a long time. Eric Thames has singled and popped out. And the pitch will be outside. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Escobar at second base. Bautista's on at first. The Orioles have the 1-0 lead. And the Flaherty sacrifice fly. And Brian Mattis working to protect it here in the top of the 6th inning. And back inside and gets the strike.
Nice pitch right there. Boy, this has really been a tester inning right now so far for Brian Mattis. And with the leadoff guy getting a single, and he's made some really good pitches this inning. Want to strike out Lowry and got Encarnacion to pop up. The crowd's waiting for another good pitch.
Mattis will step off. He was looking right at Bautista, and Bautista ran a quarter of the way down to second base, staring at Brian Mattis. Got Johnson playing behind the runner here, so Bautista just trying to unnerve him a bit. Here's the 1-2 delivery.
Another good pitch. He feels confident in that fastball. Nice to hear the crowd getting on his side. Pretty excited. Everybody's pulling for Brian Mattis.
1-2 delivery and a chopper to first. Johnson can get it. It is a fair ball. It will score 1. Escobar. Bautista coming in. Over to third base. A triple and 2 RBIs. And a 2-1 lead for the Jays.
Well, pretty unfortunate. Brian makes a great pitch right there. Down and away breaking ball. Thames gets over the top of it. It's got some top spin. And that last top takes off on Nick Johnson. Scoots by him and gets down the line. Unfortunately, scoring 2 runs.
The big hit for Thames as he comes through with RBIs 3 and 4. His first triple of the year. And a 2-1 lead on the 5th hit by the Jays. Now the runner at third base and a ground ball to short. Ben Francisco handled by Hardy, and that will retire the side. But a big hit as the Jays, one of the few they've been able to get in this series, are able to go on top 2-1. Season Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield will contribute $50 to support the American Heart Association Heart Walk. To date, the Orioles have drawn 46 walks for a total of $2,300. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield encourages each of us to take that first step towards a healthier and more active lifestyle. It's another real good ball game, and the youngster Drew Hutchison, first Major League season, second Major League start, now has a 1-run lead. 2-5-0 for the Jays, 1-4-0 for the Orioles. Bottom of the 6th inning. Nick Markakis 2 for 2. 3 for 3. Down the line into the corner. And it'll be a double. And Markakis has got a 3-hit ball game and a double to lead off the 6th.
Well, that's the way you want to start off the 6th inning after that tough 5th inning.
This will be the second 3-hit ball game of the year for Markakis. So that puts the Orioles right back into the flow as they get the potential tying run on with nobody out. Adam Jones has come up, obviously, with Markakis on ahead of him all 3 times. He has grounded out twice. Led him with a 4-game hit streak, hitting at .297. Orioles now with 5 hits themselves, trying to move him up, trying to punch the ball to right, fouls it back.
Well, Adams come through in the clutch quite a few times already this year, and this is a great opportunity for him. Got the heart of our lineup coming up. A couple really hot hitters back to back, Jones and Wieters.
Adam 3 for 16 with runners in scoring position for the Orioles. Omar Vizquel holding Markakis close. The 0-1 delivery. Jones fouls it back on the big cut, and it goes to 0-2. There is Luis Perez in the bullpen for the Jays. We've not seen Perez yet in this series. He has been dominating early on out of the bullpen. 0-2 count. And a timeout asked for as Hutchinson stepped off.
Yeah, if Perez comes in this game, he hasn't allowed a run over 11.1 innings of work this year. So he has been dominant.
2-strike count on Adam Jones. And another one that's going to be foul back. You know, the talk there is, all right, when do we make the move? Probably the toughest decision managers make in baseball. When do you take that starter out? He's up to 86 pitches thrown in the ball game. 0-2 the count.
Got it.
Jones will take it down low. Good look on that one.
Yeah, pretty tight slider down and away. And Jonesy lays off it.
Pacing time.
Well, actually, this is a pretty good part of the ball game for the Orioles. You know, late in the game, they lead the league with 10 home runs in the 7th inning on, only tied with Texas. Tied in the major leagues.
Another one of those numbers the Orioles have had going for them, those runs late in a ball game. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Jones a chopper. Shortstop. Nobody's covering third. Got to go to first. And gets away! Markakis coming to the plate. He'll score. Throw to second. Not in time. And the Orioles tie it up at 2.
That's some good all-around baseball right there. Adam Jones obviously with a great at bat. Escobar ranges to his right, makes a nice play, but what's even better is Nick Markakis' base running. He sees Brett Lowry vacate third base, heads on over to third, and is able to advance on the wild throw by Escobar. Great base running by Nick Markakis.
The third error on Escobar. There'll be no RBI. It will be a single. Jones will get a base hit, go down to second on the error. The run will score on the error, and that will knock the unstarter out. Hutchison will come out of the ball game, and the Orioles, with nobody out, will have Wieters coming up with a chance to pick up the go-ahead RBI. And 5+ innings will now watch in a 2-2 ball game, responsible for the potential go-ahead run, and we'll get a chance to take a look at a dominating left-hander.
Well, it was a nice performance, obviously, by Hutchison, and it was fun to watch him pitch. I've never seen him pitch before. Pretty good command and good composure through the course of the 5 innings he had pitched. But now we get to see somebody that's been really special here in the early going.
John Farrell thinks he's the best left-hander in the league. John Farrell doesn't go out saying those kind of things very often.
Well, he knows his pitching, that's for sure.
He really thinks this 27-year-old who came up last year with him right now is as good as it gets for left-handers. He has started games. He started 4 games, appeared in 37 last year. He went 3-3. He had a very high ERA. But this season, they've put him back in the role as coming into tight ball games, setup man, and in these kind of situations. So we'll watch him. Matt Wieters will be coming up against him. Matt is 0 for 2 in the ball game. Jones is on at second base. Picked up the single, moved up on the error. And now Wieters is going to try and get a go-ahead RBI. They hold the runner close. Wieters fouls it off. Matt is 1 for 12 with runners in scoring position so far this season. Told you about the lefty-righty numbers that he's put up. All 13 RBIs have been hit left-handed. All home runs, 6 of them left-handed. But he is 3 for 10 from this side of the plate. 0-1 in the dirt, and Sebia scoops it.
Well, there's a tight slider down and in. He started Matt off with a changeup away. And a hard slider down and in.
Orioles with a run in. Still nobody out. 1-1 delivery. Wieters. Jones is going to try and go to third. They're going to try to get him, and they do. A real nice play by Escobar. Lowry got over to cover as Adam Jones violated the rule. When that ball's hit in front of you, you don't take off, and they get him.
Right, not making that first out at third base. And I think he just thought because it was chopped so high that he would have had time to get there. There was a little bit of hesitation. unable to make it to third base in time. Unfortunate. Had a great opportunity right there with Jones on second base.
So Jones out, first out. Wieters on the fielder's choice. And that will bring Davis to the plate. He has walked and scored and grounded out. Chris Davis will take the strike. Orioles have had the RBI sac fly by Flaherty and a run scored on the error in this inning. 2 RBIs in the triple by Thames in the 6th inning for Toronto. 2-2 game. Here's the 0-1 delivery, and on the inside corner, taking something off that 0-2.
Yeah, breaking ball, 3/4 arm slot. Probably really tough for the lefty to pick up. Chris Davis.
Against the lefties so far, 2 for 9 for Davis against left-handers. Perez 2-strike count. And Davis stays off a pitch down and away. And it goes to 1-2. Both of these bullpens have done some real good work. The Orioles by far the better of it. Ranked 2nd in ERA for the Orioles pen. Jay's pen right now is ranked 9th. There you see for the 2nd time O'Day getting ready to go, which would indicate Brian Mattis is out of the ball game. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Pitch is up high, 2-2.
Well, this long rest he's had this inning sitting in the dugout probably wasn't beneficial for him, just to cool down that much, you know. But if he is out of the game, he did a heck of a job.
And he runs here, would be to his credit, of course. 2 ball, 2-strike count. Wieters off first. Down to first. Man, oh man. He's hit a couple down there. Aaron Sebia immediately asks for a timeout and heads to the mound. Wayne Kirby didn't want to field that. Just backed away.
Yeah, he wanted no part of that ball. And Chris Davis has been able to get the head out on some inside pitches tonight. Unfortunately, just foul.
And a 2 ball, 2-strike count on Davis. Shift on in the infield. Davis goes again down that line, fouls it off, a little nubber off the end of the bat that time. And a 2 ball, 2-strike count. Brian Mattis on the bench watching, hoping the Orioles can get at least one more run here. Hutchison leaving the ball game, responsible for the 2 runners on when he left. Wieters edging off first. Here's the 2-2 delivery.
Well, a little chin music there. He's been throwing a lot of breaking balls and then just lets a 94-mile-an-hour fastball go up under his chin. That'll get your attention. Yeah.
This will be the 8th pitch of this at-bat coming. Luis Perez looking at first. 3-2 delivery and a breaking ball that got him. And Perez will get the strikeout. And now 2 down in the inning.
Well, after running that fastball up and in, he throws a breaking ball here. And I think when Chris Davis was bailing out, he said, "Oh, that breaking ball is going to break back over the plate," and he was just trying to protect and fight that off, and just unable to make contact with it.
So now it will be up to Mark Reynolds to try and keep the inning going. He singled his last time up, 1 for 2. He's got 3 hits and 5 at bats in the series. And Reynolds on a turnover pitch will miss it for a strike. One delivery, and he's going to get that on the corner. And the count will go to 0-2.
Well, he can throw that changeup for a strike, it seems like, whenever he wants. And locate it. Both of those first 2 pitches away on the black. Good off-speed pitches.
0-2 delivery. Reynolds on a check swing. Did he go? Yep. Call made at first. Todd Techner. So he comes on and strikes out 2. The Orioles will get a run in on a couple of hits and a big error. And this ball game is now tied at 2.
The 5th inning, Ryan Flaherty collects his first Major League RBI, put the Orioles on top. Then in the 6th inning, Eric Thames battles off a Brian Mattis slider down, gets a triple down the line, scoring 2. Then in the 6th, Adam Jones hits a ball in the hole. Nick Markakis heads up base running and scores to tie the game at 2-2. Nick Markakis is 3 for 3 with a double tonight, having a great night. Brian Mattis really had a nice bounce back game. 6th inning pitch, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 base on balls, and 3 Ks. Eric Thames for the Blue Jays, 2 for 3 with 2 RBI. And here's Darren O'Day relieving Brian Mattis. Darren O'Day, another star out of the Orioles bullpen, off to a great start this year. 8 innings pitched, only giving up 5 hits. Lefties hitting 143 off him, righties 222. He's only given up 1 home run this year.
So O'Day will come on as the 2 starters are non-decisioned in the ball game as we go to the 7th inning. And it will be the bottom third of the order slated up here. And with a right-hander coming on, we'll see some changes made here as Colby Rasmus will be the pinch hitter. And the pitch is in there for a strike. The O's bullpen has been sensational last 9 games with a .65 ERA, and overall now the Orioles bullpen is the 2nd best earned run average in the American League. Rasmus, first time up, pinch hitting for Davis, who had an 0 for 2. Colby Rasmus hitting at .231, 3 home runs, 9 RBIs. The 1-1 delivery, and that will be in there for a strike.
Well, that's an effective pitch right there by O'Day. It's a great slider coming from a completely different angle than most hitters are used to seeing.
One-two delivery, right back into the screen. All 3 of these games mirroring one another. Low scoring, good starting pitching. Really tough for either team to score runs in the ball game. 2-1 in the opener, 3-0. The Orioles shut out last night. Farrell and Showalter have had to manage it. 1-2 delivery and just missed. Wieters framing that one a bit, and the count will go to 2-2. Arancibia, Vizquel are due up for Toronto in the inning. 2-2 delivery, and he got him that time. O'Day gets the strikeout.
Credit Matt Waiters on that. He framed the pitch earlier and probably said, hey, that's pretty close, and comes right back with about the same pitch and gets the call there. Little slider that comes back just enough for the umpire to think that was strike 3.
Arancibia, he has a double and he has popped out. 0 for 1, the only time he has faced O'Day, and the pitch is outside for a ball. 7th inning, 2 runs, 6 hits for the Orioles, 2 runs, 5 hits for the Jays. One costly Blue Jays error that set up that run in the 6th inning for the Orioles. And back in on him, foul tipped into the Met, 1-1.
Well, you got to believe right-handed hitters, if they can pick up that spin on O'Day's breaking ball, that slider, if they think it's going to hit him, that's the pitch to swing at. And I think that's what J.P. Arancibia saw right there.
1-1 delivery on the way, and that's outside for a ball.
And if that slider starts in the middle of the plate, tendency is it's going to break off. O'Day giving that funky look, very unique. Kind of drops down and then comes back up a little bit. Very deceptive and tough for hitters to get used to that look.
2-1 delivery, and that will be taken, and it's going to be away. So now it's looking for that run that may be the difference in the ball game. Both teams have really had their problems trying to score runs here in this series. These pitchers have dominated, and he went around on it. Arancibia could not pull the bat back on that one, and the count goes to 3-2.
Yeah, that's that slider that starts off in the middle of the plate and breaks about a foot off the plate. That's a nasty pitch. Unhittable.
3 ball, 2 strike count, and he got him.
Well, that is what makes Aaron O'Day so effective. Obviously, the ball coming out of the mound, but Arancibia is looking for that slider, and that fastball stays in the middle of the plate, right at the bottom of the strike zone, and gets the call. Strike 3.
2 strikeouts for O'Day, 2 down, 7th inning. Here's Vizquel. Omar Vizquel has grounded out twice, and Vizquel will take it for a strike. 44 years old, Omar Vizquel, still at it. There's the 0-1 delivery to him, and that's going to be to third, hauled in by Reynolds, and that will do it. So O'Day comes on and retires the side in order. 7th inning stretch time at Camden Yards, 2-2. Miller Lite. 7th inning stretch time, and the fans are up here. Gary Thorne, Mike Mordick with you, in a heck of a ball game underway as the starting pitchers absolutely outstanding at it, and now these bullpens pick it up. And for the Orioles so far this year, if it's been the bullpen that's been called on, they've gotten it done.
Oh, they've done a super job. Like I talked about earlier, they've been the superstars this year. Great arms. O'Day obviously given that different look down there for the side armor. The power pitchers was Strope, Matt Lindstrom. JJ is in the hospital tonight, but another super arm there.
Yeah, we really want to say hello to Jim Johnson, the Orioles closer, who is out again tonight. They're still trying to figure out exactly what the problem is. It has been a tough stretch for him in the hospital. So, Jim, we are thinking of you. Hope they find out exactly what they need to do and get it done.
Right. Health is the biggest concern. You know, Jim Johnson, is probably one of the best closers in baseball right now, but baseball takes second shelf. Take care of your health.
And Robert Andino is supposed to be back tomorrow for the game against the A's. So they've had their new baby in Miami. He's been out for a couple of ball games, but is expected back tomorrow. All well with the new baby and mama. So here we go to the bottom half of the 7th inning. Johnson will lead it off. Dick Johnson still after that first hit, 0 for 25. Most at bats in the majors this year for anyone without picking up a base hit.
Well, this would be a great time for Nick Johnson to break out. You can hear the crowd kind of getting on him a little bit about that ball down the first base line that I'm sure Nick feels like he should have made that play. I've seen him make that play plenty of times. So we'd like to make amends right here. Be a leadoff base runner for the Orioles.
He has grounded out, flied out in the game, and he's going to get on the hard way.
Yeah, maybe not that way, but obviously the Orioles will take it, but I'm sure that doesn't feel too good.
That one came right straight at him. It never moved anywhere. And Perez hits him, and the leadoff man on.
Yeah, this pitch definitely takes off. Right off the elbow. Looks like Nick Johnson has an elbow pad, but might have caught just above it.
Second hit batter by Perez. Johnson on at first.
Well, it's so tough, especially off a tough lefty like Perez, that you want to keep that front shoulder in there so long to stay on that slider. And that ball never broke. That was just straight heat right at the elbow.
Flaherty, sac fly, RBI, and he has struck out in the ball game. Laurie moves in at third base looking for the bunt. That's what it is. A beautiful drag bunt, and he's going to get a base hit.
All right.
And everybody moving. Vizquel was going over to cover first. Encarnacion froze at first base, and it went by Perez. And there is Flaherty's first major league hit.
Well, good things happen when you execute, and that was a perfectly placed bunt by Flaherty. Nobody covering in that situation.
So the Orioles 2-on with a hit batter and a beautiful drag bunt by Ryan Flaherty. And the Orioles get the top of the order. Reimold up, and there's the baseball. Flaherty will have forever.
Couple firsts for Ryan Flaherty. Big game for him. First RBI, first base hit. Good night for Ryan Flaherty.
Reimold will take it outside for a ball. He is singled, struck out, and popped out.
Well, he was just squaring around it was a sack bunt situation. I know the other night he had squared around more of a bunting for a base hit. But this is a straight sack bunt. And he puts it in no man's land. Omar Vizquel was running over to cover first, and the first baseman just froze.
That'll be a foul ball for a strike. And 1-1 on Reimold. The Orioles in the ball game have left 5 on base. 2 of those in scoring position. Nolan Reimold now with a chance to give the Orioles the lead in the game. Perez, either the ground ball or a strikeout. That's what he's after here for the left-hander. Reimold with the 11-game hit streak, hitting at .367, and fouls it back 1-2.
Pretty good rip at a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Up and away right there.
Casey Janssen in the bullpen. 7th inning or later for Reimold.
Those are some great numbers there, weren't they?
Big.
Wow.
Orioles tonight 1 for 5 with runners in scoring position. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Reimold again pulls that one. It's going to be a foul ball, and he'll need a new bat. That's why the Orioles wanted him back in that lineup. All of these numbers that equate to runs, he has been one of the few of the Orioles who's been able to pick up the big hits in these tight ball games. Credit the Orioles, though, with coming away with wins while he was out. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Reimold in the air to right center field. This is Bautista. Runner's tag. Throw's going to come into the cutoff man. And Johnson will move up. 1st and 3rd, 1 down.
Boy, nice tag up right there by Nick Johnson. We were in this situation just an inning ago. Pretty much the same type of situation where runner at second base and tags up in a fly ball to Bautista. Bautista with a strong arm, but pretty aggressive base running to get in scoring position at third base.
So Casey Janssen will come on as the left-hander will come out, and the right-hander on to face Hardy. Runners at 1st and 3rd, 7th inning, ball game tied. Presented by authority, the Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. Beautiful night here in Baltimore, and for the Orioles, a chance to take the lead in this game. Here is Casey Janssen coming on for the 7th ball game this season, the second time in this series that Janssen's made an appearance. He worked an inning in game 1, gave up nothing and had a couple of strikeouts. Lefty-righty numbers. Against the Orioles this year, this will be game number 4. In the 3 games he's appeared in, Orioles have gotten 2 runs on 2 hits and 3 in the 3rd innings. He struck out 3 and has surrendered 2 homers. And it will be Hardy coming up. Lead runner Johnson. Flaherty on at first base. At the plate, Hardy against Casey Janssen. 1 down, and the pitch is in there for a strike. JJ hitting at 181, 0 for 3 tonight.
Well, the Orioles looking to take advantage of another Blue Jays miscue. They obviously not ruled an error, Ryan Flaherty's base hit, but poor bunt defense allows the Orioles to get runners in scoring position.
Jansen to the look. Laurie moves in at third base now. Hardy takes it down the right side and a foul ball.
Earlier in the game, of course, Escobar throws the ball away, allowing Nick Markakis to score from second base.
Both these teams have had their problems on the year with the errors, as the Orioles have committed more than anyone else, and with 21, Toronto's committed 14. 0-2 the count. J.J. Hardy looking for the go-ahead RBI, and Hardy will take Jansen's pitch away. And a 1-ball 2-strike count. Hardy 1 for 6 lifetime off Jansen. Markakis waiting on deck. Orioles had the 1-0 lead. The Jays had a 2-1 lead. Then the Orioles getting it tied up in the bottom half of the 6th inning. And the 1-2 delivery. Hardy, nice save and a ball in the dirt. Arancibia again blocking.
Boy, really good block right there by J.P. Arancibia. The ball bounces out in front of the plate, it seemed. I was able to just cover it up. Yeah, right at the front of the plate. Man, that's a dangerous spot. Really good block right there by the Blue Jays on catcher.
Surrounded with your body glove and chest protector. Little lob toss over by Casey Jansen. Flaherty back. Jansen looking for the ground ball here to get the double play that could get them out of the inning. Hardy, anything to get that run in from third base. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hardy swings at one up top and is gone.
We got a rising fastball just up at the top of the zone.
So Nick Markakis will look for the 2-out RBI. Markakis pretty good luck off Casey Jansen. Lifetime 5 for 16 against him. And Nick right now hitting. He's had a 3 for 3. Double in the 6th inning scored. 2 singles to go along with it.
Yeah, he's had a great night. He's heating up a little bit, isn't he?
Markakis looking for his first 4-hit ball game of the year.
Well, this is a great time
take a hit to get him in.
Yeah. Great time for a 4-hit game.
Runners off first and third. Markakis in a slower than slow pitch takes it for a strike. Casey Jansen really throttled back on that one.
Yeah. Almost like an ephus.
Was. Rip Sewell would have been proud right there. Orioles 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position on the night now. Jansen, a long look at Flaherty. Boy, that freezes Nick. You got to call timeout, and you did.
A long hold right there. Obviously wanting to see if the Orioles had something on in this 1st and 3rd situation. I don't know if they'd be aggressive with 1 strike, possibly 2 strikes though on Markakis. They might try to do something.
It'll be down low and a 1-ball 1-strike count on Nick. Low hail at third. Signs for Flaherty. Nick Johnson started it out being hit by a pitch. He's at third. Flaherty the bunt single. Johnson getting a good jump over there at third base with Lowry, the third baseman, way back. Markakis will take it away. And a 2-ball 1-strike count. Jays trying to avoid being swept by the Orioles, looking to sweep the Jays in this 3-game set for the first 3-game sweep since 2010 against the Jays. Here's the 2-1 delivery. Markakis got fisted on that one. Escobar will go to the bag himself for the force out. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors. The Orioles will leave a couple on base, 7 complete, in a 2-2 game. Bobby Brown, you have won a total of $1,000 from the Maryland Lottery. For your chance to be in the Maryland Lottery contest, just play Strike It Rich scratch-offs and enter your non-winning ticket code. Just go to mdlottery.com/strikeItRich. And maybe, Bobby, more can be happening. Darren O'Day stays on. Worked the last inning, retired the side in order. Will be at the top of the order now.
Had a couple Ks last inning. Some great pitches, mixing it up with that slider and fastball.
Yanel Escobar is showing bunt, and he takes the strike on the outside corner. Yanel Escobar walks, singles, flied out. He came in with an 0 for 12, extended it to 0 for 13, and then got that base hit in the 6th inning, and it would come around to score on the 2 RBI triple that Thames had in the ball game, accounting for both of the Toronto runs. Again, another one of these odd defenses that we're going to see all year long. Reynolds in at third. Shortstop, second baseman deep with Flaherty moved over to the bag, and Nick Johnson, the first baseman, way off the bag, playing towards the hole and in a couple of steps. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery, bunted and fouled off.
Well, Reynolds had come in early to try to take that bunt away because Escobar shows it. In that situation there, Reynolds started in, but then kind of slowly crept back, and Escobar noticed that, tried to lay it down again.
Now, with a 2-strike count, everybody will back it up. 1-2 on Escobar. Lowry and then Bautista do up. 1-2 delivery O'Day, and that'll be fouled away. Bullpens will be active now. Troy Patton, a left-hander. Jason Birkin remains with the ball club in the bullpen. The emergency leave for Robert Andino, who's expected to be back tomorrow. That ball to center. Jones coming. He's got it. 1 down, 8th inning. Time for you to text in your vote for the AT&T Player of the Game. The candidates: Brian Mattis, solid 6, 2 runs on 5 hits. Nick Markakis, 3-hit ball game and a run scored. Joe Hutchison, the starter for Toronto, 2 runs, 6 hits, 5+. Text in your vote, A, B, or C, to 31826. Darren Oliver in the bullpen for the Jays. Dangerous hitters right here in this kind of a ball game. They have power. Lowry and Bautista. Lowry's got a 6-game hit streak he extended with a single. He's 1 for 3 in a ball game. That ball in the air towards left center field, not deep. Jones again.
Boy, another good pitch by O'Day. Hitting that pop up.
So O'Day's got a couple of outs. Here's Bautista. Now Bautista's 2 for 6 off O'Day, and both hits are home runs. Infield shift put on. And you know Bautista's looking to clout one right here to try and give the Jays the lead. 2 down, nobody on. And the pitch is up high for a ball.
Oh, Bautista.
The pitchers have really held him in tow.
They have. Oh, they've shut him down this whole series.
It's 1 for 10 in the series. A walk and a run scored in addition to a couple of outs tonight. And O'Day will step off. With all these shifts, if you're especially as an infielder, how do you remember where you're going to play?
Well, they go over the scouting reports, and if you're not in position, then DeMarlo Hill will be screaming at you out of the dugout.
Here's the 1-0 delivery. I saw Ben Zobrist with Tampa Bay in the story talking about all the shifts they have. He's got a card in his back pocket.
Really?
He card in his back pocket that he keeps and looks at it to see where he's supposed to be against different hitters.
That's great.
1 ball, 1 strike. And that will be away, 2-1.
Well, you can understand. I mean, in situations in a ball game, if a pinch hitter comes up, you know, Tampa can get pretty raucous sometimes, or even on the road with some big crowds, and can't get the attention of the infield coach. You had it right in your back pocket.
Big cut. 2-2.
Well, first strike was that slider on the inside corner, and then the fastball down and away, keeping it out of the middle of the plate, working the edges.
2 down, 2-2. And he got him. 3 strikeouts, 6 in a row, retired. Jones, Wieters, Davis, due up. (11-7), the Orioles have tied their second best start through 18 games since 1971. The only time Baltimore had a better start was '97. They were 12-6 last time the Orioles made the playoffs. And the Orioles are looking for victory number 12 in this game. We are tied. Bottom of the 8th inning, 2-2. Colby Rasmus is in center field. Raja Davis out. And Jones to left field. Does it have legs? At the wall. Hey, goodbye. Home run. Jones, and the Orioles have a 1-run lead.
Jones' 6th home run of the year. Couldn't have come at a more opportune time. Another late inning home run for the Orioles. That was huge.
10 RBIs. Wieters goes the other way off Casey Janssen. He's got the base hit. Wieters' first hit, but Jones is homer, and the O's are up.
Well, a little hanging breaking ball, fence high. And Jones gets a good wood on it. A little bit off the end, too, and I don't know that Adam thought it was going to go. He was a little hesitant coming out of the box. And just enough power to get it out over the reach of Eric Thames' glove.
And that's 2 home runs this year off Casey Janssen for Adam Jones. 6 home runs on the year, and now 5 of them have either tied or given the Orioles the lead in the ball game. This one does the latter. 3-2 O's. Starting lineups and in-game updates. Text Orioles at 29292. There is Adam Jones, who continues to pound the ball, and here's Darren Oliver.
Yeah, great veteran pitcher. 16 years in the major leagues. Been a lefty specialist for a long time. So he hasn't fared very well off lefties this year. .273 batting average.
And he's brought in to face a lefty. Davis, the Orioles DH, coming up. Chris Davis 1 for 6 off Oliver. Wieters is on at first base, following up the Jones home run with a single. And for Casey Janssen, the mistake to Jones, and he paid for it. And just like that, becomes the pitcher of record, as does Darren O'Day for the Orioles. Here's Chris Davis. Davis with a runner at first base. Still nobody out here in the 8th inning. And a strike taken.
Well, the Toronto Blue Jays have quite a mix of veteran players and youth. Oliver and Vizquel combined 38 years in the major leagues.
0-1 delivery, and that is in there for a strike by Oliver. So Luis Ayala warming up in the bullpen. And he may get a chance at a save in this ball game. The Orioles going to the 9th inning with the lead. Here's the 0-2 delivery, and that one in the air. Tagged right center field, way back. Goodbye, home run! A 2 RBI shot. Chris Davis. 5-2 O's.
Davis's 3rd home run of the year. Gets a breaking ball out over the plate and does some damage with it. Just another late inning heroic home run.
And just like that, the Orioles have a 3-run lead and have picked up 10 hits in the ball game.
Well, Oliver's been working down and away. Hits the spot again, but that breaking ball's hanging up there enough for Chris Davis to get his arms extended on it. Drives it into the stands up center field.
First home run surrendered by Oliver this year. And Davis picking up the home run, and with the 2 RBIs, he's got 7 on the year. And the Orioles have a 5-2 lead. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery. Reynolds with a cut. He has singled and 3 times up. Jones started the inning with a homer to put him up by 1. Wieters followed on the very next pitch with a single, and he comes home on Davis's home run. The Orioles now with 2 home runs in the ball game continue to account for runs by homers. They've got 28 home runs in the year and have now gone over the 50% mark in runs that are the result of homers.
That's very impressive. There's a lot of power in that lineup, and we have a couple hitters that haven't even heated up yet. J.J. Hardy and Mark Reynolds.
The Orioles coming into the ball game ranked 3rd in the American League in home runs, trailing Texas and the Yankees. Here's the 2-2 delivery. That's down the line the other way, and that is a foul ball. Close, but not quite for Reynolds. Here's Davis. So the decision by John Farrell to bring in Oliver, the left-hander, to face Davis did not work, as Davis backfires it with his 3rd home run. 2 ball, 2 strike count on Reynolds, and Jones the other one that started the inning. And a call, 3rd strike. That's the first out of the inning. Voting for the 2012 All-Star Game now open at Orioles.com. You can order Camden Yards in this 20th anniversary season. Vote at least 20 times. You can vote up to 25 times. Deserving candidates here in the Orioles. Get on and vote early, vote often at Orioles.com/All-Star. Johnson hit by a pitch. He is flied out and grounded out. Aaron Oliver, the left-hander, with the 0-1 delivery to him. And we fouled off the other way.
Well, the Orioles have had some success here in the early going with, a few guys that unfortunately have got off to slow starts. Nick Johnson, of course, being one of them. And I think you have to be really optimistic, because when the offense does start clicking and everybody starts feeling better at the plate, boy, there's some potential there for some major offensive damage.
The Orioles have been winning these close ball games because of their outstanding pitching, the starters getting deep into the game, key home runs picked up, and the bullpen being able to preserve these close ball games. Down to 3rd. Lowry's got it. And Johnson is retired. 2 down. Updating you on the voting with the AT&T Player of the Game. There are the numbers so far. Text in your vote, A, B, or C, 31826. Results on the O's Extra Post Game Show. Great view of Camden Yards in its 20th anniversary season. 28 home runs, 3rd in the majors, and the Orioles have used them again with 2 here in the 8th inning. So here is Ryan Flaherty. Flaherty with a sacrifice fly for his first Major League RBI. It came in the 5th inning, followed that up with what he was trying to get a sacrifice bunt, ended up with a single for his first Major League hit. And the pitch is inside by Oliver, and the count goes to 2-0.
Now he just like a nice crisp single up the middle, even though that bunt single looks just as good.
And he gets it.
Attaboy.
A 2-for-3 ball game for Ryan Flaherty. And the Orioles have 11 hits in the game.
Well, you know, that bunt that he got the base hit on makes him feel a lot more comfortable. Goes up there and gets a pitch middle of the plate. Drives it through that hole between first and second. Ryan Flaherty 2 for 3. An RBI tonight.
Get the attention of the manager for playing time.
No doubt about it. He's had a great opportunity here. He's had 3 starts in a row. Made all the plays defensively. Turned a great double play to end that game last night too, didn't he?
Yeah.
And having some success here today offensively.
And that'll be foul back. On the count with 2 down. Reimold, 11-game hit streak, a single in this game, 1 for 4. Flaherty off first base and foul back off the fist. The official score has changed the 6th inning triple to an error. So the error will go to the first baseman Nick Johnson in the 6th inning on Thames, and that will be 2 unearned runs in the inning. So Brian Mattis will not have surrendered an earned run. Mattis's new line will be 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs both unearned, and 3 strikeouts.
Well, that'll make him feel better. That'll make Brian Mattis's outing look a lot better. Of course, Nick Johnson. I wouldn't be surprised if Nick Johnson told somebody to get that changed.
Could well be.
He's a good veteran baseball player and takes a lot of pride in his defense, and I know he feels like he should have made that play.
Swung on and missed. Oliver will get the strikeout, but the Orioles will get the lead. Jones started it out with home run number 6, put him up 3-2. Davis followed after a Wieters single. His 3rd home run. Orioles lead at 5-2. Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. And by Dodge. See your authorized Dodge dealer and experience a world of performance, design, and fuel efficiency. Schedule a test drive or go to Dodge.com and check out their powerful lineup. So Luis Ayala is going to come on to try and pick up the save in this ball game. He has 18 major league saves to his credit. He's not had a save at the major league level, however, since 2008 with the New York Mets. He had 9 in 2008. He's had a few in the minors since then, but not at the major league level. So he's going for his first save of the year and the 19th of his major league career.
Experienced pitcher, been in a lot of situations. I'm sure he's not phased at all to be out there in this situation.
Darren O'Day's got a chance to be the winner. He could go 2-0. Here's the 0-1 delivery on Canesion to right field. Nick Markakis backing up, looking, and that's going to go off the scoreboard. Played it perfectly to hold him to a single. Ron Canesion starts it out with his first hit of the ball game. Leadoff single here in the 9th inning. Follow the Orioles with MLB.com at Bat 12 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, and Windows Mobile. Live audio, pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text at Bat 31826 or go to Orioles.com. Eric Thames coming up as Toronto tries to get the potential tying run to the plate here in the top of the 9th. 5th hit of the ball game for the Jays.
A nice pitch right there. See, Ayala has that great sinking action, and obviously wanting to induce a ground ball right here. If he keeps throwing pitches like that, he'll be able to get a ground ball.
Here's the 0-1 delivery. Ground ball to second base. Flaherty, Hardy, Johnson, 2 down.
Oh, nice double play ball here. Let's get that sinker. Flaherty has had a great night and starts the double play. 4-6-3. Nice turn by J.J. Hardy.
22 double plays turned by the Orioles, their second of this game. We mentioned earlier, first inning. I still think in this game that was one of the turning points. The first inning, the walk to Escobar by Brian Mattis, followed up by Lowry hitting into the ground ball double play. It got Brian Mattis out of the inning.
Well, I totally agree with you, Gary. That was big. You could tell that, that initial base on balls and Brian Mattis, obviously what's been going on recently, and boom, gets that double play, and it just seemed like there was a lot of weight lifted off his shoulders and he could relax, and he had a great ball game.
Adam Lind is the pinch hitter. Lind for Francisco. The Orioles looking for the sweep. Last one came 2010 against the Jays. 3-game sweep. Orioles fans on their feet. Here's the 1-1 delivery. Lind pops it up, and that will be in the seats. Darren O'Day looking to go 2-0 with his relief job. He worked 2 innings, struck out 3, gave up nothing. Casey Janssen would be the loser in the ball game if it stays as it is. 13,725 on their feet. Ayala with the 1-2 delivery. With Jim Johnson still out with those flu-like symptoms that are putting him in the hospital, the Orioles closing by committee. Strop 2 saves. Ayala looking for his first. 2-2 delivery to Lind. Check swing. 3-2.
Well, we've seen some good battles all night, both by pitchers and hitters. 3-2. A lot of foul balls. A lot of good fights. Orioles have come out on top here, though. 5-2 score. But there's a little battle right now.
Big shift put on Lind. 3-2 delivery and walked him. So Lind will keep the hopes alive for the Jays as Ayala surrenders the walk. 2 down, 1 on. And Rasmus will come to the plate for the second time. Came on as a pinch hitter, 7th inning, got called out on strikes, stayed in the ball game to play in center field. Jays right now, it's about getting somebody else on base so they can get the potential tying run to the plate here in the top of the 9th inning. So Reynolds will move in at third base with Rasmus having speed take the bunt away. And the pitch is outside for a ball. Rasmus has faced Ayala only once, 0 for 1.
They do have Kelly Johnson on the bench as well. He has some good power from the left side.
1-0 delivery to him, goes to second. Flaherty's got it. Orioles win it. And the Orioles have swept the Jays in this 3-game set to pick up their 12th win of the season. O'Day goes 2-0 with a fine relief performance. Jansen will take the loss. Ayala will get the save. A big 8th inning, homers by Jones and Davis, 5-2 O's.